I also want to talk about a couple other things. This bill as drafted steps on the toes of the federal VA even more. The federal VA is in charge of accreditation of representatives, 38 U.S.C. 5904. We're now saying, the state of Minnesota is now saying, oh, you have to be accredited, which potentially is fine, and then say, oh, in addition to all the requirements that VA imposes, you also have to do a written fee agreement. Here's the problem with that. The Minnesota State Bar doesn't necessarily require me to do a fee agreement. There's no requirement under the Rules of Professional Conduct that I do a fee agreement. The federal VA doesn't require me to do a fee agreement if I don't want to get paid. So for instance, I have plenty of friends from my Navy service, and if they call me up and say, hey Brian, I want you to do my claim appeal, man. I've talked to the VSO here maybe once in a blue moon. I don't trust them. I've gotten that call before. Under this bill as written, I have to say, you know what? I have to now do a whole fee agreement with you, even though I don't intend to take a penny off of you because I've known you for, 25, 30 years. But I have to do it anyway because the state requires it. That's a problem because it inhibits my ability to run my practice the way that I feel appropriate inside the bounds set by the Minnesota State Bar. And this committee really needs to think about that because when the initial bill went through in 2017, the District of Minnesota came close to saying that that bill was federally preempted. If the Minnesota State Legislature keeps going with these bills, there's a good chance that the District of Minnesota may actually go ahead and say this is field preempted, or it might be conflict preempted. And I'm talking specifically to the attorneys on the panel who might understand what those are. But long story short, the federal government has occupied the whole of the field. And what this committee is trying to do is step on the federal government's toes. And the Federal Circuit, the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, has been very, very plain in saying that the services provided by a VSO are not equal to those provided by an attorney.